Just introduce who you are.
Okay. My name is George De La Isla, and I'm very proud to even speak to anybody about my history of life of professional wrestling. But I do want to tell you that involvement in 1967, where it was basically my last year of high school, I decided to go ahead and kind of find the trainers and the people. But I do admit that I was involved with two different kind of elective sports or athletic situations. One was the martial arts in Shotokan Karate, and which I got to in my future own several schools named Way of the Tiger, School of Shotokan, and of course started with the NWA Pro Wrestling with Paul Bosch. And he's the one that got me started, basically. And I just have loved him to death. God bless him. He's passed on way long time ago, but I'll always remember him as a good promoter, one of the best promoters in the world. Great payoff guy, and we always say around the business. But anyway, I got to travel from Texas to when I was booked to wrestle Texas all the way. I met so many workers in the business, and even in Tennessee, Indiana, Georgia, North Carolina, a lot of stops on the way, and I really enjoyed it. And it was my pleasure to meet so many fantastic guys, idols in my time. And we're talking about the late 60s and early 70s, very early. And like I said, and the Georgia Territory was outstanding, and the Florida. I worked with Jim Barnett as one of the other promoters, and was very fortunate to work with a lot of guys. Nick Goulas up in Tennessee, you'll catch a reputation where my headstone when I died over there. That's an old saying because.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just setting up for preps for you, darling. I just wanted to, as you're telling your story, I wanted to give you some gifts.
Sure.
Here's some old Houston wrestling.
Oh my gosh, we're talking about Bruiser Brody?
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody. Oh my God, I worked 3 times with him.
That's signed by Jim Cornette.
Oh my God.
My favorite guy ever. I mean, I love Jim Cornette. I mean, the gimmick was when I started in the wrestling business the first time, I was going to be Jim Cornette's illegitimate child.
Wow. Well, Bruiser Brody was so endeared to me. We wrestled 3 times, and I don't know, every match he used to love to bite me, and put his whole mouth on my nose and bite it. And of course, it was just a gimmick he did there. But oh my gosh, I tell you, but it really saddened me when he died in Puerto Rico, where they killed him. In Puerto Rico, and due to that, it kind of made me feel very, very bad. But I don't know what he did, what he said, or how this whole thing was complete. But I was fortunate to meet him. Also, back in the day, many greats that I have always loved, Tojo Yamamoto and all the people you may not even remember. Spoiler and. Just so many.
Spoiler?
Spoiler, yeah.
Oh my God, I remember Spoiler, reading about him in the books and stuff like that. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to give you.
Yeah.
So this is AAPW. Uh-huh. This is one of their pay-per-views they did.
Oh, they did? Oh.
Yeah, they had an incredible match.
Uh-huh. Who was made it? Who started it?
You know Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes, yes.
Yeah. Well, his kid, Cody Rhodes, who grew up in the business.
Yeah.
He started this federation called All Elite Wrestling, and it's based around all these guys that work on the indie scenes, what's left of the territories.
Is that the time he wrestled Ricky Starks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. So I just.
That's good.
It's on cable on AAPW Dynamite.
Yes. Those two, and I'll tell you, Ricky's still at it.
I've been putting good wrestling in where the school is at APW. If you come by, I'm building up a nice library. I got some books I'm putting in there. Putting some I'm putting some of those old dirt rag torches. You remember the torch?
I have what's the name? The memory of Paul London when he was around, and Ray was around when I was training him, and he had a knack of really selling his gimmick to many different promotions. A knack of always doing what he did for the promotion to get over, and he kind of reminded me for his wrestling. not Jim Cornette, but another manager that I really hold dearly. But I'll tell you, Ray had a more ability to wrestle than be a manager. But he did turn into manager wrestler, and I really respect that. But you know, I trained people like Paul London, Houston Carson, people in the blue, even I don't know what they call him Albert anymore. Albert Hardy.
I don't know.
Let's see, we got who else? Ricky Starks, Cody. Cody was also what's Cody's role? What's Cody's last name?
Who?
Cody.
Lane.
Cody Lane.
Okay.
And of course I trained Barbie. I trained what's her name? Christy James. My gosh, my brain is getting old. I'm over 70 years old. And,
You trained a lot of great wrestlers,
Well, I did, and it makes me feel very, very.
and a lot of them had a lot of success in Mexico because of you, right?
It's not from Mexico. A lot of them that have come from Mexico, and there was a lot of wonderful people that I had the opportunity and the ability to know.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, hi,
So my
how
name
are
is
you?
Michael.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm sorry, we're filming. Just hit my elbow. No disrespect.
Hello, honey.
Hey.
Hey. You're Sasha. Hi. Okay, brother. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah. No, Stephanie. Anyway, I have many greats, and I've had, even if they didn't go to the big league, they stayed with it and stayed with, but I was very fortunate to have such thousands of students, and only very few can make it up there, but they were, and it all depended on how they put themselves across to their training, their attitude, and the ability to believe. Because when that ability is there, you got glory coming. But I always advise the new students, stick with it, man. You don't know what's going to be open for you. I've seen little guys create big, open promises to life. I've seen big guys that make some great ability characters in this business. But sometimes when they give up, it's, to me, I just couldn't understand it. I stayed a trainer, more promoter, shit, but because it was always better that way. Yes, we had our shows, yes, we did have our turnouts to see how the students are doing, and that would always like an examination every show that I put on to see how aggressively they learned. And I'll tell you, if I had to do it again, after 50 years, if I had to do it again, I think in my life, another life, I would do it again. And this time, for all the mistakes that I've made, for all the controversial things, and everybody's a good person in this business. Sometimes people just take it too extremely serious. Passion, yes. Serious. It tears their life apart. Passion, I understand. Get with it, get moving, and don't be disappointed about improving.
It's all about the show.
It's all about how you produce yourself. And believe it or not, I've seen people that have 2 left feet, outstanding performance, even though we know that they've got 2 left feet. But if the promoter likes them, if other promoters like them, and they can get over with the fans, it's okay. And that's not only with your body, with your wrestling, a little bit, and also with your voice and your talk. What do you want to say? And you got to believe in your gimmick. Oh, gosh. You got to believe in your gimmick. If you don't believe in your gimmick, that's the first loss. And so many people know that all the boys gather around, talk to each other, work with each other, and I know a lot of boys get really upset when they start to talk about the match before. Just do your thing and get to move it and try. Don't sit there like a dead block of sand. Don't sit there like you're just gonna come in there for the match, get your pay and get out. But those guys, you're not entertaining the fans. Think about the fans. They're paying good money to see you. Now, it may not be good at first, but it starts to get good as time goes on. And I love all my, Dark Star Jr. I love these guys. And like I said, a lot of them didn't make it to the big league, but they're a big league around the area and all that. So they get around, and like I said, time goes on. I just really admire every single one. Anybody that steps into the ring and tries at least for a month and still stays with it, you got something. You're going to do something.
Thank you.
Just don't lose that passion. Don't lose.
No, you don't understand. When I was a child, I had 3 teenage dreams: to work in the game industry. That led to my career in computer science. I didn't go back to the game industry when I found out they wouldn't pay me for shit. So I was like, I like money, and it's easier to use my brain, my intelligence because, with that muscle skill weakness that I have, it's very hard for me to be athletic, but but I have a lot of strength.
Right.
So once I get my core back online, I'll be powering through all this shit.
That's all it takes. Your idea, your theory of what it's going to get you to get across that line. And believe it or not, never look down on what you believe that you can do, because nothing should repeat itself inside the ring. You've got to entertain and satisfy the fans, because believe it or not, that one fan that's out there looking is a promoter that brought you up, the booker, whoever it was, that brought you up. And if they like you, it's like, you'll think of more ideas, or you'll think of something that you do up there that clicks onto the fans, and they want to see you. They want to see you. And believe it or not, that's how people get started. And I would not make fun of any of the boys and what they did before they started, but I do admire the fact that people have taken, restructured their whole look as well as their ability of wrestling, and they can. We're the first step. We train you. We or at least Ray now trained you, which I'm very proud of. He was a great student. He came out. Ray Campos was known as El Ladrón, Black Mask, Black. I never thought it was a last minute thing because he was still a student, and I threw him in there, and he held a pretty good job. I think he was wrestling Stan Callahan then, but then he came out and he said, "Let's change our name. Let's change some kind of Windy City mobster." Well, I'll tell you what, that's a great byline, background line, but how about Papa Don? So that went on from there, and even Booker T loved him. A lot of outrage. Walker loved him. He did a lot of tours, independent tours all over the state of Texas. He got his ass around all over the place, and he was making a little money here and there, but he also had a job and a wife and a child to but he did that, and that's a sacrifice you have to make. I know you're going to catch it from your family, but they know you're passionate. If you're passionate, they'll let you go. When I decided that Ray had that as his graduate, I decided to take him on as an associate partner, and he's been with me ever since. And like I said, he's had a few little things that he's had to move here or there, but I wound up selling the show after so many shows. I cannot believe, not the thank God it's over. No, thank God I finally put to rest the responsibility of everything. But I taught Ray exactly. And I know you can't, a lot of people don't look at Ray as a they look at him one thing as a disciplinary guy. No. There's a lot of compassion there, but you've got to understand where the compassion is, and that is to train you right and to get you out there. Train you right and get you out there, but we don't give anything away to anyone. That's why the boys have been very successful. Even in independent shows, Dallas, Houston, Brownsville, Mexico, that's why they're very, very successful. Because even the girls, Alley Kid, Barbie Hayden, and lots of other girls, Heather, forgot it. But they were all girls, great champions. I love them all. I love them all. I think because women can wrestle. It's just the WWE stomped it down on the ground that women couldn't. Now look at them now. They're starting to wrestle. They're starting to wrestle. I said, that's great. I don't know where the fight was, but when these girls were turned loose recently for WWE or NXT, outstanding. Vicky's another girl that's up there on for us, and of course, Christy James will be up there coming up, and I just love it. So, a question, if you need to answer a question.
Oh, I'm so entranced by just what you're saying that.
Well, I don't want to put you to sleep either.
No, you're not putting me to sleep. You know. There's that moment in a crowd where you get that hushed silence.
Sure, you remember?
Yeah.
People like
Papa Don did it once. Papa Don did it once with me.
What?
He did it once in the ring. The first time I came to AEW, or not to AAPW, I went to the show and I was causing all kinds of mayhem and mischief. He comes out. He gets the crowd so quiet. A hush came over the crowd.
Serious?
You couldn't hear a thing. And I looked at Papa Don and I said, I've never seen that before. And there's a match on that second one I sent you where you see the same hush.
Really?
Yes.
You know.
And you know, so I have the highest respect for Papa Don because you only see that maybe once or twice in your life.
Gotta see it.
He had the meeting from the palm of his hands, and you know the hush I'm talking about.
Right.
How many times have you gotten the hush?
Punched?
Hush.
Pushed? I could do fire back sometimes if when I'm working.
Where the crowd went quiet with you for a minute.
It's what's her?
When the crowd went quiet for a second.
Oh no, you gotta work at that thing. So, you know, when they're not entertained, they're not amused, they're not either mad or what. Just find something to do. We had a young lady in Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, California, and I was wrestling Roddy Piper once. And Roddy was supposed to bring me in as his sidekick, but of course he had to wrestle to see what I could do. Well, you know, I came in there with my black and gold and all that black and gold Mexican hat. I was on Mr. Mexico, and I jumped in and I came in there, and Roddy Piper was just smart ass as he was, just walking around and all that. And he looked at me and he went and he grabbed my hat and threw it down. There's a lot of Hispanics out there, Mexican people out there. And he went stomping on my head and crushed it. And I said, and he did that, and the people went, whoo! And you know, it was a good man, and I just was temping, man. So anyway, the match started, and I just popped the hat back up. The match started, and I went after Piper. I went after him, and every little thing you could hear the fans go, ooh, ah, ooh, and he was good until he turned the lights on me, and he got my hand again, and so I did a Mexican head dance around my head, and every time I went a complete circle, I'd pop him. Every time I go the other side, I'd pop him. I'd throw him to the ropes, backdrop him, or whatever I was doing. But the whole thing is that I came back. You've got to come back because you don't want the fans silent. You've got to come back because that's what they want. See two gladiators plugging it on. But Piper at that time got a baby bottle from a little kid in a little crib, or not crib, a little carriage, and the mother was there. He went over and grabbed something. All I know is that I was hit on the forehead with the bottom of that bottle, and it hurt. And I said, again? I just couldn't believe what he did. He did it three times that I went outside. And then I went and I ran him to the other side. He was looking at the fans to one side of the ring, and I snuck into the other side. I got him, popped him with my fist, and then took away the bottle. And he was gone. I hit him one time, and he fell on his butt. and I sucked the bottle in his mouth. So you gotta do these things some third. And when I became, according to what work with Piper as a heel, I had all these wonderful people that accepted me as a friend, and I couldn't do that. If I had to keep a job, I couldn't do that. So 3 beautiful little Mexican girls with their dresses and all that came up, and what I did was they gave me a picture, gave me my photograph, and I signed them all. I took all 3 of them, and beautiful little girls, and I got them like this, and I held them. Piper didn't understand what I was doing, signing autographs. So I got these, tore them up, and threw them up. That made the fans mad. But after the match, I went over to one of the ushers, and I told him, "It's my photographs. Here's 3 of them. Give them to those girls. I apologize." So I had to do that because I don't want to tear anybody's money up. So anyway, they were just things. But Paul Orndorff, Bobo Brazil, maybe Maurice Vachon, Mad Dog Vachon, and all the guys that I miss terribly. And we're all passing away. We're all going away.
Have you gotten in touch with the Cauliflower Alley?
Oh my gosh, I did it in my earlier years, but I haven't been back since I moved to Texas. And that was in 1980.
Well, why don't you get in touch with the Cauliflower Alley again?
Well, I will. As a matter of fact, I know when Carl Nora was the president there, he asked me so much, but it's funny. Every day or that week, I would get ill. Something would happen, I would get sick. And fly to Las Vegas, I even lost one airline ticket because that's when they wouldn't exchange it. So I decided to know that I'm going.
I'd love to go with you. You know what, Pops?
I know that Wichita Falls has their.
You know what I love, George, or Mr. Mexican?
Mexico,
Mr. Mexico. You know what I'd love?
What's that?
I'd love you to take me to Cauliflower as your date.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. And I'll tell you what, if that's a possibility,
we can make it happen.
Sure, yeah, it'll be around May, I think.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it a date.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I know that Marty Green wanted to go with me.
Okay.
Marty Green, the referee,
Yeah.
He mentioned that sometime, but there's also another one here in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. I'm off this week. So I'm going to go see an AAPW show down in that, and then I'm coming back up, and I was going to go see a show. I was going to go to the Texas Hall of Fame Museum, and then go see a show Friday night with some of the Texas legends in it that are making all the NWA guys, like Ricky Sparks, all those guys that he's wrestling with. And I was going to go do that after I got back from that. And if you want to come with me, you're more than welcome.
Oh my gosh, you've got to ask. When do you leave?
I'm going to have to stop filming this.
Okay.
Let's talk.